Hi Dragons, what's up? It's Nikita Dragun, and today I'm coming at you with my very first Transformation Tuesday. And for this Transformation Tuesday, I thought it'd be so cool to do a transgendered Q&A. Ever since I announced that I am transgendered, I've just been getting flooded with so many questions. I thought it'd be really cool to answer your questions directly instead of me just kind of blabbing on and on for so long, but instead I can just answer your questions and not have more questions. That's a lot of questions, but it will make sense when I start doing it. Right now I kind of look like a dominatrix, not gonna lie, but whatever. This is just what I wear to the grocery store. What's good? Also, excuse my cracked phone, a party girl, just, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. We're just gonna get through it.
My question for you is, how did your parents react when you came out as trans?
I got a really great reaction from my parents because it was something that I kind of eased into. I mean, pretty much by the time I was leaving to go off to LA, I'm pretty sure they had a general consensus and idea. I mean, I already, was acting very feminine. My parents knew that I basically at the time was cross-dressing, and I was wearing female clothes, there were bras, there were wigs, and I did all that stuff, and I think they saw that I had a new light in my mind and a new light in myself because I was more confident. I think the biggest thing for me is once I realized who I was and what I wanted, that made it so much easier for me to tell my parents. I mean, since I am an adult right now and I'm pretty much on my own in LA, I think that it's a common understanding and they respect me more because they know that I'm not in high school and they're not really worried about me getting bullied or things of that nature. So I think that eases the stress off them a little bit. And just overall, they just want to see me so happy and they just love me so unconditionally, and I cannot thank them enough for that, and I cannot thank the universe for blessing me with such awesome parents.
Hey Nick, I'm not sure if you got this question, but what question?
Oh, he's spamming me. This is so cute.
Hey Nick, I'm not sure if you got this question, but...
Oh my god, I love this. 200 seconds of him asking the same question. He's committed. I love him. So the question was, what is the first thing that you ask your doctor when you want to transition? So I would say, for me, I went to a general physician and I just stated, hey, I want to transition and I need it to be entered into my file. So basically your physician has a master file with your insurance, and depending on your certain situation and your circumstances, my insurance is primarily military, and since my dad is in the military, so a lot of things weren't covered. But for me, I went to my physician, I told them, hey, I am transgendered and I want to take the right steps. I was just expressing my concern that I knew I was transgendered, but I wanted to do it the right way and not go the back alley, online and doing all the other stuff, which is so bad for you guys. Don't do that. So they suggested for me to go to an endocrinologist. Endocrinologist basically is the person who's gonna administer you on HRT or hormone replacement therapy. And to do this, so it's actually not as complicated as it seems. But basically, what I would suggest first is making sure that you get your physician to document you with gender dysphoria or anything of that nature, because depending on your insurance plan or just your coverage in general, maybe your physician can help you out a little bit more than mine was able to. So of course you can either go to your physician or you can go straight to the endocrinologist, but I would just check with your physician first, and I think that's the best point of jumping off, and then of course going to an endocrinologist and doing all that stuff.
Just wanted to ask, which part of your transition are you most excited for?
I just think so far the hormone part of being transgendered is just so amazing because it's really changing my body, and I think that every day I wake up with a surprise of just, something being a little different or something just being a little bit more feminine. So I just think that that's pretty much the coolest part of this transgender journey so far.
I want to know if moving to LA helped you fully transition. Are you feeling more encouraged to be who you really want to be?
I think moving to LA definitely was a huge push for me. I think when I was able to move out here, like I said before, I just talked to so many people who knew trans people or were trans themselves and really guided me through the process. And my biggest thing was I just established what kind of route I really wanted to go. I just knew that I wanted to do it the right way with actual doctors, and I didn't want to, go online to order stuff or, go to some black market, which unfortunately is very predominant in the trans community, especially in LA. Of course, I don't judge anyone who has gone through those means to become transgendered and to get onto hormones. but I just think that, you know, I just really want to be safe, and I don't really know what those things I could order or those things that I could go get are, and I think that you just have to be so cautious and so wary of what you put into your body. I never realized this because I just thought that whatever, it's just hormones, it's just whatever, but hormones are one of the most fundamental things in your body. It's literally what changes everything in your body. There's so many side effects that hormones have, and if you're not going to a proper doctor to get it administered to you, the right amounts and the levels and stuff, you could really mess up your body.
My question is, when you meet guys on the dating apps, do you make it clear that you're transgender, or do you just go for it and let them figure out themselves? Love you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited someone asked me this question, because it definitely was one of the biggest questions I've been getting lately, is just dating in the trans world and as being a trans woman. So right off the bat, I am 100% honest with whoever I'm talking to on, you know, these dating sites, or just in general when I go out in public and stuff, and when I meet guys. I think it is so dangerous to be teetering that line. Of course, I could totally just talk to a guy and be like, yeah, you know, whatever, and not mention that I'm trans. I do have that ability, but at the same time, I think that it's so dangerous. It is so dangerous, guys. You don't know these days if you run into that person who is gonna end up doing something so bad to you. My thing is, I learned not to waste my time. Like, of course, I could live this like false fantasy of just, you know, flirting with the hottest guys possible and not telling them I'm trans, and then, you know, eventually it's gonna come out. Like, there's no hiding it, guys. Like, it's gonna come out. So for me, I'm just very honest with all my dating sites and with all my other stuff like that. It always says transgendered at the top in full capital letters. And when I do talk to guys and stuff, I do let them know. I'm like, hey, did you read my bio? Like, did you read everything? Like, you know, I'm trans. And a lot of the time, surprisingly, they're very open and they're very comfortable with it. You know, they're like, whatever, you're really pretty, or like, you know, they're just like, I mean, I don't care, like, I'm a straight man, you're a straight woman, like, it's whatever. And of course, when I do talk to these guys, I always try to meet them in a public setting. I will never, you know, like, go over to their house or go over to some sketchy place. Like, I will always go somewhere public when I do eventually meet some of these guys, and I just think it's just all about being safe, you know? It's just adding precautions, and this is for women in general, or boys in general, just anyone who's dating, like, on these apps. You just have to be so careful. You don't know who's on the other side of it, so I just think you can never be too careful.
So, I watched you hear about being transsexual. Honestly, I was more surprised. I was like, wait, she's prettier than me. You do your makeup better than you look like a woman. You have a woman favorite. Like, I don't even have a favorite. And is it hard?
And I will be honest with you guys, at times it's a little hard to tell people that I am transgendered, because I feel like once I kind of open that floodgate, it all of a sudden becomes a thing of, oh, I knew you were trans, or like, oh, I can tell like by that one little dot on your shoulder that you were born male, or just, I don't know, sometimes I feel like it overshadows some things. So honestly, the only time I'm really honest is if I'm interested in someone, or if someone's interested in me and it's like kind of like a dating thing. That's the only time I feel it very necessary to tell someone. But other than that, it's not really something that I just go out screaming about. Like, of course, when I meet new people, I talk to them, and to be honest, most of the time they don't really know that I am trans, like regardless if they're straight, gay, or anything in between. I just think I'm very lucky in that sense. But I mean, it does come out eventually. I do talk about it and I'm very open about it. So I think it used to be a harder thing for me to say, because I used to almost think of it as a game. I would be like, I can be like super fish. Boys don't even know, like my friends don't even know. And I just think that honestly, it's just such a waste of time to do that. And you don't really know what you could be teetering with. And I just want people to accept me for me. So of course, I am very honest with it, but I will admit sometimes it is a little hard to just like flat out and go and say it, because I feel like sometimes it just opens the gate for, do you have a penis?
I had asked you how old you were, but you didn't reply, so maybe you had like a lot of Snapchats, but yeah, just curious, like if you're a teenager or not.
So Dragons, I will finally answer the age question. I feel like I get asked how old I am all the time. But I will say I am 19, and my birthday is actually on January 31st, so the end of this month, and I will be turning the big 20. And I know that's probably going to confuse a lot of you, and you guys are going to be like, wait a minute, if you're only 19, that means that you were in the club and with that guy, and it can just be our little secret, okay?
Hey gorgeous, so I'm at work right now, but my question is, how do you deal with all of your hate that you get? Love you.
So of course I could just go the conventional route and just be like, oh, hate doesn't affect me, whatever, like, fuck it. But hate does affect me. I think it's a little different now because people are attacking me for being transgendered and for quote unquote lying to them, or it's like, oh my god, this is a dude, or they come at me with like an it's like it's a guy or it's a woman or like it's gross or something like that. And honestly, it just comes with the territory, you know, like obviously I knew going into this and coming out I'd be getting a lot of hate, but at the same time I'm getting so much love. And I know it sounds so cheesy to be like, oh, you know, the love outweighs the hate, but that's so true. I've got so many emails of people just saying congratulations or just wishing me the best, or just telling me how inspired they are from my story, or telling me that, you know, I've made it easier for them to transition, and that's really all it's about. And as RuPaul said once, they mad because I'm cute.
Hello, mother of all dragons. I was just kind of wondering, like, have you, like, gotten any major surgeries for being transgender, or are you still in kind of the process?
This is probably one of the biggest questions I've been getting asked, obviously, recently. So I have not gotten any major surgeries thus far, or any surgeries in general. I mean, I got my wisdom teeth done, but that was pretty much it. And I just think that I just started hormones a couple months ago, so I'm just kind of going through the process. I'm letting the hormones kind of do their job and take effect, and then of course I will go in and I will go in. But of course, surgeries are in my future, and that's just a part of being transgendered.
So are you on hormones that are gonna grow natural breasts, or are you gonna end up going with fake boobs, do you think? Just wondering.
So right now I am on hormones, and I have started to develop little tiny little boobies. They're so cute. They're like little kind of bee stingy things, and you know, they're growing. And the question was just if I'm just gonna keep my natural boobs, or if I'm eventually gonna get fake boobs. And I don't really have the answer for you right now because I am so early on in my journey. I will say that right now I am loving my natural boobs, but I probably will go bigger eventually. Nothing crazy, probably like a B or a C cup, like nothing crazy or major, just something to fill out my body because I am heavier on the bottom, so I just like wanna equal everything out, if you feel me.
Hi Nikita, Eden and I have a question. When you plan on having surgery, honey? When do you plan on having surgery?
Oh my gosh, does anyone know who Elena Genevieve is? I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I love her and Eden. I plan on getting one of my first surgeries done within this year, probably in the spring, summer time. Yeah.
I'm Destiny Wilson. My questions are, well, my one question is, what kind of surgeries do you plan on getting for your transition? Okay.
One of the biggest questions obviously is what kind of surgeries am I going to get in the near future? And I can't predict the future, and I can't really tell you exactly how things are going to turn out, but in my mind I know that I'm going to get my face done, which is called FFS, which is facial feminization surgery. There are a lot of distinct little features on your face that do identify you as male as opposed to female, and there's a little differences within the face that some people might not even notice, but that go into your subconscious, and trust me girl, some people notice it. So since I'm going fully through this transition, I definitely know that I want to get my face done, my boobs done, and done.
Hey Nikita, how are you? I just want to say I love you, and my question would be, when are you getting your boobs done? Because you're getting them, right?
So I mean, I honestly don't really have like a set date for getting my boobs done, and I'm not sure if I really want to share it with this guy. He seems like he was a little interested.
How did you stay so strong during all of this? But by the way, I love you. You're absolutely amazing.
I can really attribute my ability to stay strong through all of this, kind of just to myself. I know that sounds selfish, and I know that mostly people always say, you know, their friends and their family, which is so true. I have such a support system from my friends, from my families, and from you guys in general. But I think the reason why I've been able to stay so strong is because I know what I want, and I know what my overall mission is, and I know just who I want to become. So I think just having my goal in mind and just being very focused on who I want to be and what I want to achieve is what's been able to keep me so strong through all this. So I just got a Snapchat that wasn't a video, but I thought the question was really valid and I think I should touch on it. So someone just asked if I liked girls or if I liked boys. As a trans woman, I consider myself 100% heterosexual as a woman. So you have to think of me as, you know, like basically just a woman that just likes boys. You know, I like straight boys. I just like boys. I don't really fancy girls. I'm sorry. There has been a couple instances where, you know, I've been out in the club and these other girls have tried to like come up on me because I think they think, I'm not sure what they think, but maybe they just like want to come up on it. But it's just funny and it's really flattering. But of course, I don't have that preference towards women whatsoever. I only have preference towards boys. I think a lot of times I get so many questions asking if I like a said other person or if I like gays or just, you know, of that nature, if I consider myself liking gays as well. But I mean, I don't think they have any interest in me and I don't really have that much of an interest in them. You know, I am only looking for other heterosexual males in the dating world. If that makes sense, you feel me? You get it?
We're friends. And you're gorgeous.
Oh my god, I love you guys. So cute.
Nikita's so lit.
Like, you're so pretty. You're my spirit.
Wait, how did you choose your name? Yeah, how did you choose Nikita? Yeah, like...
I just really didn't want to have a basic name, and of course I could have chosen another name that's very close to my boy name, if you will, and I just didn't want that. I wanted Nikita. I mean, it's still very close to my original name, but I think that Nikita just represents everything that I stand for, and as well as there was a show called Nikita, and it's with an Asian assassin girl, and she just like represents everything that I aspire to be, basically. Anyways, dragons, that's all I have for you for this video on this Transformation Tuesday. I hope that was pretty revealing for you, and I just really wanted to establish and address all questions pretty much out of the gate so that we can move forward, you know, and I just really like answering your questions, and I think your questions were totally valid, and everyone pretty much touched on everything that I wanted to, or that I would hope to touch on in a video. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well as give this video a big thumbs up. And of course, do not forget to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, every social media platform, probably dating platform as well, Tinder, Grindr, Plenty of Fish, Farmers for Farmers, everything at Nick Dragon. And of course, if you want to be part of my future Q&A videos, definitely follow me on Snapchat. And I think I'm pretty good at snapping every day, and I love my Snapdragons, and I love you guys so much. This pretty much was a video full of all my Snapdragons, so that's how you know I love you guys that much. And of course, I cannot thank you enough for your love and support that you have shown me from just all this stuff. And I want to thank you so much, and I just want to like hug you and squeeze you and just like cuddle with you and drink horchata all day. Like, guys, I love you so much. But of course, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, breathe fire, my dragons. I'm trying to remember what she just asked, even though it just happened 2 seconds ago.